to the horror with your hostess with the most incredible as always. So I went to Netflix this week for our documentary of the week, and it is called Haunters: The Art of a Scare. So this is basically about the haunted house business and everything, and just it kind of talks to a few different people. Like, I know there's a woman on there who is like a haunt herself, who she kind of goes in, she's, I guess, basically a haunted house's version of like a character actor. Like, she's very, I guess, very well known haunter and everything. She's done so many different haunted houses, different types of haunted houses and everything, to talking about like the stuff like Blackout and everything, where it's like that extreme stuff and like where they can like touch you and all that, to this guy who kind of does similar things as Blackout, but not really. I will get to that. This is just a really kind of I found myself like really interested in it and everything. And they talk to different, even like patrons who kind of go to these different like haunted houses, and like why they do it, why people who like actively work for haunts and everything, why they do it and everything, and like just a lot of these creators and everything, and even like kind of seeing how much of a toll it can take on a family and everything. So it's really good, pretty informative too. Ugh. The thing though that I was kind of like, that like really irritated me, is the gentleman that I was kind of just mentioning a few minutes ago, who does his own little like homemade haunt and everything, where it's kind of like these like extreme hands-on type of haunt, much kind of like Blackout. Like, I've kind of heard of these type of haunts. Basically, like, let me explain to you like what like a professional one does, such as Blackout. So I guess Blackout, those guys, what they do is, it's kind of like, it's very extreme, where it's like kind of like you go in by yourself, and like I said, they'll kind of like put their hands on you, they'll, maybe grab you and stuff, do different things. But the thing is like they'll have like a safe word. So if it's too much for you, you say that safe word, they will stop stop the haunt, turn on the lights, make sure you're okay and everything. Things like that. Just because, I mean, that's pretty like, it's pretty like severe and everything. Like, I know for a fact I can never do anything like that, because as soon as they turn off the lights, I probably would be safe wording. I'm like, I can't do it. The other guy, though, who does it out of his, like, backyard, this guy, God, he's such a douche. Such a douche. He just does it just because he gets some sort of pleasure out of doing this. And you could tell, too, because, like, when he's talking about it, he's like, oh, yeah, well, I do it, I'm so extreme, and I gotta have, like, the videos and everything. And it's like, no, dude, you're just doing this for your own pleasure. The only thing that I give this guy credit for is that his price for admission is 2 bags of dog food, where he then goes and donates them to like a rescue organization for, I think, like pit bulls, or what, a certain breed of dog. That is the only thing I give the guy credit for. I was gonna say, I have respect for, but not so much. I give him a lot of credit for that, only because, like, I mean, that's pretty important to me, too, because my dog Peanut's actually a rescue dog, so it's like, I'm like, when people do stuff like that, I'm like, alright, but that's really the only redeemable quality about this guy. Like I said, he's such a, oh, God, he's such a jerk. And they actually even had a few people who had gone through his haunts, kind of like watch back like the videos he had. And that's the other thing, because like he'll be like up in your face, like recording you, and he's like, he admits, he's like, yeah, I'll do all this extreme stuff, like I'll like, if you say you don't like snakes, yeah, I'll make sure that there's snakes in that coffin that I stuff you in and lock you in, and just things like that. And like, these people, a couple of these people that went through were like watching the stuff back, and they're like, I'm just so like, it makes me uncomfortable watching this. I was really uncomfortable going through that. I was really like, for weeks after that, I, was kind of scarred and everything. Like, it's not a good experience. Like, why is he doing this? And it's just, um, yeah, like, I mean, I know a lot of people might be like, well, okay, well, if it's an extreme hunt, why would you go through it? But I think that, I mean, there is a market, there's a niche for that where people just want a little bit more. And the guy who does these is so, like I said, he's so unprofessional. He's not even like a professional haunted house. Like I said, he does it like out of the back of his like backyard or something. But I mean, I'm curious as to see what you guys think of this guy and stuff. Because I mean, honestly, like the whole like extreme haunting stuff like that, like the blackout one, and similar ones to that. Like, I mean, I respect that. I mean, I get that people might need a little something more with haunted houses. Like I said, I would never like go through it because I don't have the balls to do an extreme haunt like that. But for those who need a little extra, good for you, but not for me. And they even talk a little bit about like the Universal Hollywood Nights and stuff, and how like that kind of grew and stuff, and how some of the like smaller haunts are like really worried kind of at first because like, well, how do you really like compete with that? But it's kind of like at the end of the day, they're like, well, yeah, not everyone's going to be going to Universal Studios every Halloween to like go through that. It's a lot of us are open till at least like maybe end of September through Halloween. So like people are gonna be coming and stuff. Like people like to go to like, especially like the people who really love going to these haunts, like they will go to several haunted houses. So but no, I mean it's an interesting one. A lot of like I said, they interviewed like quite a few different people within the business and everything. I was pretty fascinated by it because it's like I never really think about like what goes on for like a haunted house and stuff. And they even talk a little bit about a couple of like kind of makeshift haunted houses that they do like say in like Iraq and stuff for like armies and stuff, and how much like and like how like they were nervous at first at doing this because it's kind of like is some of this stuff really going to kind of like trigger some of the stuff that these guys have seen in war and stuff. But it's like the way that these people, these servicemen and women, kind of like their face light up after going through, and it's just like they needed something fun like that. So it just little things like that I really enjoyed about it. But yeah, I mean, let me know what you guys think of this documentary series, this documentary movie, if you have seen it. If you have not, check it out. Like I said, it's on Netflix. It is a pretty good watch. But yeah, let me know what you guys think. Till next time, as always, stay creepy, classy, and a little bit sassy.